Robots Radio presents...
Previously on Ambrosia Island. Hopefully they'll find her soon and then we can actually figure this out and it will all be safely.
I may have found what Joan was working on. I may even have found what she found.
She sees something, and then, poof, fire, she's nowhere to be found.
She was
right?
looking at the stars for something specific, and I think she found it. And when she found it, guess what? Fire exploded her computer.
All right, well, we should swing by Joan's house first rather than going straight to the
Do
library.
you think the two of you will be okay?
I think we'll be fine. What's
I
going
can take anyone.
I think we've got Mia sorted. You'll see a doctor soon.
I think this is the street where Joan's house was on.
If she was invited to Ambrosia Island, this is a place that would have been either provided for her or chosen specifically for her.
Thinking large uni apartments.
Daniel didn't provide us a key. Should we let ourselves in, perhaps?
All right then, let's do this thing.
Okay.
John will pull out his knife.
And as you step in, it's completely dark. The shades are drawn across the window on the far west side of the apartment. Mm-hmm. As you step in, completely carpeted. As you walk in, and once again, kind of similar to your safe house back in Brooklyn, it's a lot of the bare essentials. You know, you've got a small squat kind of coffee table, dining table, kind of just on the west hand side, which is near the window. 2 modest chairs. You've got the kitchen bench just more towards the north end side with a very small, modest kitchen area. There is a door leading off to the east hand side, presumably to a bedroom. Mm-hmm. You're not sure.
And/or bathroom.
You haven't checked at this point.
Yep.
That appears to be kind of the size that you're working with.
Yeah.
What is most intriguing, though, is what appears to be, well, you can't really see in this darkness, but the walls appear to be disturbed in some way.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But it's
too dark to see.
Too dark to see.
Is there a light switch?
Yep, you can absolutely try a light switch.
Let's flick that up.
It doesn't turn on.
Okay.
Don't flick it up. Can I
John goes
investigate?
mad and
Can I
just
try and
licks light
investigate
switches.
the source of the malfunction in the lights?
Yeah, absolutely. So do you want to give me a mechanical...
Electrical repair? Or
Yeah,
mechanical?
we'll go with an electrical repair at the moment.
Not quite as good as my mechanical repair, but it is the lights. A 3, yeah, so an extreme success.
Oh, look, you pull the casing off of the light switch there and you kind of have a bit of a look. You go, see, now this is kind of meant to be connected to here. Look, if we just kind of push this here and fandangle this here, and your hands work magic. For all intents and purposes, you are a wizard.
Yes. The thing is, he's got big hands, but they move in a very delicate, precise
Gentle way.
Yes, right. Yeah.
Make of that what you will, Rollcast fans.
Very dexterous.
I await the fan mail.
And you kind of you pop the casing back on the light switch, almost look at John as you then flick it off, and hopefully that's a little bit more impressive than your fandangling of the auto lockpick from before.
Using my 03s on repairing light switches, just so my 99s come out when I'm in mortal danger.
John's impressed. He doesn't want to show it though.
And you are looking at each other as the lights turn on, and as you are staring at each other, you are then aware of the wall to your right that you didn't see before. And as you both turn to look, the wall is completely burnt. And burnt into it, etched into it, is a phrase.
Roll sanity. That's the phrase.
That's the phrase.
Yeah, roll sanity.
So strange.
What does it mean? I'm going insane.
Gone, but not forgotten. Cthulhu sleeps at formal halt, promising death to one and all.
Sorry, could you repeat that last part? Gone but not forgotten.
Cthulhu sleeps at formal halt. FOMALHAUT.
Sorry, run that one. Sorry, I'm
yeah.
slow.
Gone,
Sleeps at.
but not forgotten. Cthulhu sleeps at FOMALHAUT.
Thank you.
H.
AUT. T.
I hope you're keeping up at home.
Promising death to 1 and ALL.
Well, I committed that to memory, so I don't know why you got your notebook out. No, I'm joking. It doesn't say.
And underneath it is the following phrase. Funglua mununaf kathuka fomohaut nuga guanaf athanga kathua.
I don't need your spelling on that. I've got that.
Good.
That's easy to write down. Finally speaking language.
But I already had that written down.
That's very strange.
It's spelt how it sounds.
It's almost as if those words came from my head.
Chris, can you make a no roll for me?
A no roll?
A no roll.
No.
No,
Can I make a no roll? Because I suspect that one is a translation of the other, because I heard similar sounds in both.
You heard similar sounds in both?
Yes.
You do realize that. It's pretty clear that one is a translation of the other. Father, as you are looking at it, there's something at the back of your brain that's kind of... It's like there's something you should be aware of. You should know. It's something niggling at you, but you can't quite...
Can I make a mythos roll?
You can.
Nice. I can't.
You can't. You absolutely cannot make that mythos roll.
I don't know. It's scary and weird.
Push it.
I need you
Maybe
guys...
don't push it. Don't push it.
I need
not
you guys
pushing
to
that
make
at all.
a sanity roll for me as well.
Watch me fail this.
Fail.
Oh, listen to it.
Jesus. Can I spend luck?
On a sanity roll, you cannot.
I didn't think so. I failed.
Yeah, I don't understand how luck helps you in that circumstance.
I failed a roll. Phew. I failed my sanity roll.
Failed a sanity roll.
I love that. I failed a roll. One.
It's a D3, friends.
Oh,
Yeah.
D3,
Oh, that's
thank
not
God.
too bad.
You managed
It's
to
not,
remember
we're just
something
looking
happy.
horrified. Writing. It's not the word.
Fuck off.
Great. I maxed as well.
Yeah, so did
yeah.
I.
Yeah.
So how much? That was just a 3.
Maybe it's disquieting because we can't make sense of it.
Father, that niggling sense that you should know kind of forms its way into dread.
Yeah.
Because it is something that you should know. And you believe you do know.
So, a bit more information about how it's etched. Is it like burnt into the wall? It's like it's sort of stenciled by ash and carbon into the wall,
It
or
looks
has it
like
been?
it's done by hand.
So
It's
the
been
wall has
very-
been burnt, and then it's been cut
It's
into
been
the wall
carefully etched into the wall.
after it's been burnt.
Yes.
After the whole wall has been burnt. Okay.
Been carefully and methodically and meticulously etched into the wall.
All right, then. I think we know where she's gone walkabouts.
Well, I guess maybe you could share your thoughts with me.
She's probably gone mad.
Well, yes, or some people who are already mad have driven her from here or kidnapped her or something.
Yeah, that could be another one. Let's keep looking.
So we're going to start working through the apartment.
Yep. So you starting in this room here, you kind of look around. On the table there is a few kind of more skewed notepads and papers similar to the ones that you found in the computer room. More readouts, but they seem to date even earlier back. They're not really of any
We know
consequence.
the most recent discovery is the important one.
Yes, and it's kind of just more of the same in that sense. You do find on some of those pads more of the exact same quote and sentence that you see etched up on the wall.
Right, okay.
And that seems to predate, like, that's her work. These notes and this quote and this thing that's etched on the wall. So that would be her work then.
This is her. You can
Research.
Research.
You can assume that this is her writing.
Yeah. As well as on the wall.
On the wall, it's hard to say, but I mean, this is a place that is only small enough for one person to be in. So presumably she wasn't living with
thinking
anyone else.
handwriting and stuff. Like no one's broken in and like cast that on the wall.
The door was locked.
Yeah.
So there wasn't any sign of forced entry. When you head over to the window, it doesn't seem like it's been unlocked at any point. You
place
are
doesn't
4
look-
stories up. It looks lived in.
but not tossed or anything like that.
Yeah.
There are, if you look in the fridge, there's nothing in there. There's kind of like, there's a few empty cartons of things. Once again, it looks generally lived in. It doesn't look like someone's been here in the past day, at the very least.
Yeah.
All right, so I think it's pretty clear that she has written this.
It's very possible she was researching the phrase, yes.
So I think the whole she's gone mad theory holds a little bit more weight.
Well, that writing certainly made me feel uneasy. If she has been looking into it for months,
I think
she very well could have lost her mind.
This is the thing about unchecked sciences. It's just go mad. It's just what's the phrase?
Well, I feel that's slightly directed at me.
You're not experimenting with weird things, are you?
Anyway, maybe we should look into a
What I'm
bedroom.
saying is the phrase "mad scientist" holds a fair bit of weight.
Well, perhaps we should reserve a judgment until we can track her down in person. She didn't seem bonkers when I met her at the expo,
No,
right?
she seemed very
pretty
jovial,
normal.
very passionate, just a lovely, sweet young woman that is
Sure.
really excited about her research.
How long ago was that?
That was that was probably a couple of
Months.
a
That was
month.
before she moved to Ambrosia
Yeah.
Island.
Yeah.
So I'm on the same page.
cool,
I'm on the
cool,
same
cool.
page.
Yeah.
She started out fine, came here, started looking at mad
Weird
science
stuff.
and it's gone.
And as Daniel told you, she was fine up until a couple of days ago.
yeah.
Yeah. Hey, look, I think all right. We've got the bedroom to find because I don't imagine she slept on the floor, and she probably has.
Well, maybe she's obviously taken a little bit of her work home with her.
Yeah, that's right. So I mean, there's no bookcase or like
There's
small.
a bookcase.
Okay, great.
Yeah, there's a bookcase kind of on the east-hand side, which is just beside the bedroom archway.
I'm going to look for star maps
Star maps.
to kind of like if we can cut out the whole library trip.
Yes.
Because if she's been doing research at home, she probably has those. My hope is that she has those books that she
Yes.
would need to do that sort of research at home.
We're looking for the next part of the trail, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And if we can find that here and then go straight after her or straight into the woods or wherever we need to go next,
Yeah.
because we don't really know where we need
Where
to go
she's
next.
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
that's
ideally, that's where the next step is, right?
Yes.
Is to follow her.
And if we can find that here, great.
Yes.
Maybe if we
Or-
both look and we do a shared roll, and then
Your
maybe
library's
if one of us find it.
Your library's way better than mine.
Yeah.
I have very little library skill.
First of all, just do a bit of a spot hidden check for me before the
not my
library roll.
best, but yeah, we'll look around the room for anything
Well,
out of the ordinary.
This is for on the light on the chest.
Failed.
Failed.
The case looks fine at the moment. The bookcase looks fine. Nothing looks out of the ordinary.
Sorry,
Do you
was
wanna-
that spot hidden?
Yes.
Or was that okay?
Yeah. As you start to, do you want to do your library roll now for me?
Yes, so I'll now start looking through the bookcase for anything pertinent, particularly star maps, so we can identify the coordinates. But anything that stands out as a clue.
Yeah.
So I roll a 96, but my library use is 50.
Yeah, that's not a fumble.
Not
it's
quite
50,
a
50 or
fumble.
over means that 100 is your fumble.
Look, I'm going to start. Can you help me look as well first before I push it?
I will also be looking.
Yeah.
I also fail.
You don't need to push so much as you're looking through. There doesn't appear to be any star maps. There's a lot of it seems to be. It's a mixture of fiction. There are a few scientific journals. There are a few books on the study of astronomy and things like that, like more pertinent to our work, but nothing that kind of screams star map or.
It feels much more like a personal library.
Most of it looks quite dusty, like it hasn't been
Used
most
for
of
a
these
while.
books look like they haven't been looked at
Any of
in
them
some time.
Not dusty.
There are, because you've asked that question, there are some holes where books were and are no longer.
And they're not around the apartment in this room that we've searched.
They're not in the room that you've searched.
Yeah,
No.
cool.
Is it arranged in the Dewey Decimal System?
Okay, well, that's sort of not led us anywhere. So let's look to the rest of the apartment.
We look
Yep.
to the rest of the
So
apartment.
the place that you really haven't searched at the moment is the bedroom.
Yep.
You head into the bedroom,
Weapon out.
weapon out, flick on the light switch, and you're immediately greeted by another sight upon the walls. And can you give me a...
No, if that was Chris, that would have been you.
Actually, you don't...
Immediately greeted by.
a bed.
That's exactly how it would have gone.
I was gonna-
Exactly how it would have
I was going to say
Yes.
a big old
You
cock.
reckon-
You encounter nothing.
every fucking time.
It is more burnt images on the wall, and this is what seems to be a gigantic arch along the roof, almost in a horseshoe shape, and there is nothing kind of along the middle. The burnt bit on the horseshoe stretches out, and as you kind of step back and look at this it becomes pretty clear that this is a more detailed version of Ambrosia Island.
Burnt into the wall as a
Burnt
giant
into the
map.
wall. There is a path inside the forested area that is not burnt, and it clearly seems to denote some sort of direction.
Passageway into the forest, is that right?
Yeah, and you're looking kind of northeast. As it starts to curve around the northeast side, it's a path leading through that way.
Great.
And then there's just a deepened hole halfway into the forest that's just been burnt more significantly.
I think we maybe have found where Miss Joan has gone.
I'd say so. My thinking is that there's cultists here. I think she's probably one of them. I think she's probably joined them.
I think it's a possibility.
I'd say I don't imagine that you'd have that many cultists smuggle themselves onto an island past the security of this place. I'd say they're probably coming from here.
Do you think our host is amongst them, or are they operating under his nose?
I'd say they're probably operating under his nose, or there's things that he doesn't know. Remember, he kind of serves at the behest of the organization. They might be the one and the same thing.
Could be like a useful idiot for them.
I think that might be the case, or he might just be playing us for fools.
Well, what I might to expand on what you're saying, what perhaps has happened is she has performed some sort of process to burn this into the wall, and that has guided her into the woods, and that's just where she has gone missing. Rather than someone come later and burn this in the wall, a map for us to find later, I imagine this is what led her.
I tend to agree.
So let's do a bit of a search and make sure we memorize where she has gone.
We'll commit this to memory.
You maybe grab some of the parchments that are in the room. You find some spare pages, and you've got a few pencils and stuff lying around. You start to get a basic idea. You probably correlate that with the book that you have in your chest, and kind of realize, okay, based on that, it's
we can actually draw it onto our own map, right?
Oh yeah, that's I will.
Yeah.
I'll map it down. I'll put it down. I have skills in Navigate anyway, so I'm enough of a cartographer to be able to I can
copy
estimate
one to the
cost
other.
Copy one to the other. They're the same ratio.
Just to be clear, did you say you drew in the book?
Yeah, that's what we're copying
Onto the map.
Yeah, I'm putting pen to paper.
Uh-oh. Just to be clear, are you sure?
Into the Necronomicon.
Yeah, it's a dumb old book.
It's just a dumb old book.
Dumb old book for idiots.
What could hurt from reading from it?
Or writing into it.
Yeah,
Make a sanity.
or telling its secrets.
Or smushing it on your parts.
Make a sanity roll for me.
I'm fine. By like an exceptional amount, I'm fine.
I mean, as far as Father John is concerned, this is a completely acceptable thing to do.
Just write in the Necronomicon.
There's only one sacred book in the world, and it's called the Bible.
You would never write in that.
That's exactly... Oh, actually, you can take notes in them.
Oh, okay.
That's fine. Yeah. Make amendments.
Why
and
don't you
stuff.
just get some crayons out and let your kids fucking draw all over it?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
and
Get
I
them to
think
draw
that-
Bible stories with caravans.
Once Father John is happy that he's accurately copied the path, I'd like to obscure what's on the wall.
So how would you like to do that?
Touch it with your hands.
Well, I
Lick
guess
it.
so. It's so the map is drawn in ash, right? In carbon,
Yeah.
in burn.
Oh no, it's etched in, isn't it?
It's similar to the wall that was in the middle. The wall has been burnt, and then
Blackened.
it's been kind of like carved in.
Well, then I'll just carve more.
Okay.
I'll carve more.
Carve it
nonsense.
away.
Carve more of the carbon
So
away.
that's going to take a certain amount of time. It's going to take it kind of engulfs the room.
Yeah, I mean, the main part I'm concentrating is the path itself.
Yeah.
You know, and enough area around it so that it doesn't look significant.
Just score it. Just
Yeah.
cut over it.
I'm not going to do like a meticulous job of erasing it, but really just as quick a job as I can.
Absolutely. Once you finish up in the room, you then walk back into the main room.
And
Knives out.
You are greeted
Oh.
at the front entrance by the same woman that you, Jørgen, recognize.
from outside the warehouse,
Leather boots.
Leather boots,
black dress,
black dress,
dark black hair.
stern eyes.
Oh, that's what I was calling her. I'm calling her Leather Boots. Just because we don't know her name yet.
And I elbow Father John and be like, that is our friend from United States.
And she,
All right, hi.
she looks at you and
What can I do for you?
she says, "Hello, boys. I think it's about time we had a bit of a talk." Roll to Cast Ambrosia Island is a Baby Beard Media production. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and all our podcasts are on Spreaker, Spotify, YouTube, and all good podcatchers. You can support us on Patreon at www.patreon.com/babybeard. Pulp Cthulhu and all associated properties are trademark of Chaosium Inc. Used with permission.
You've been listening to a Robots Radio podcast. Smart shows for interesting people. Check out all the shows at robotsradio.net.
In a world where solid-state electronics and vacuum tubes are still meta, people never stopped loving atomic-powered everything. A chosen 500 stepped inside a subterranean vault to be spared the nuclear horror of the inevitable Great War. 25 years later, they emerge after the fallout settles to retake Appalachia. Among them, two former rivals whose blood feud will tear West Virginia apart in their epic struggle for survival. Chad, a vault bro who has a strength of 15, an intelligence of 2, and is a complete wasteland dickhead. Simon, a complicated anti-hero who chooses light and hope, but accidentally becomes a cannibal and wakes up naked and afraid with a Scorch Beast queen after a date goes terribly wrong. What? I mean, it's a wild wasteland, right? This dark humor radio drama will have you driving off the road and crawling out from under the fallout. 2 men, 1 wasteland, and so many nukes. Chad, a Fallout 76 podcast, rated R, now streaming on your holotape player podcasty thing.